The NFC Championship game at Candlestick Park. Pat Summerall with John Madden. 31-21. San Francisco leads by 10. The 49ers got up in a hurry. 21-0. Dallas got a turnover on the opening kickoff of the second half by Bonio, who's still looking for a dry spot. 28 of the 52 points in this contest has come as a result, have come as a result of turnovers.
Well, you know, that was what Matt Miller was talking about. Ernie Zampese says is we have to stop giving them and start getting them, and that's so true. I mean, these teams are so evenly matched that it's going to boil down to turnovers. Getting or given.
Bonio approaches and kicks. A good deep kick to Dexter Carter at the 7. Carter stepped away from one tackler, and down he goes at the 30. James Washington.
Pat, let's watch this. Here's Mark Tuinei. Here's Bryant Young. Here's Ken Norton. Now, this is what you call a goal line block. When you have a tackle fire out, knock the guy off the line and into the other guy. I mean, watch Tuinei. He's going to fire into his guy right here, get Bryant Young going backwards, knock Bryant Young right into Ken Norton, and knock Ken Norton down. Now, that's how you get touchdown. When your left tackle can flatten, pancake two guys, you're going to get 6.
Here's Young. Gets it to Floyd. And Floyd gets about 4. The turnovers, 4 by Dallas, 1 by San Francisco, and the result.
Yeah, and that fourth turnover, I think that the 49ers had was that last play at the half. So they didn't. Right. Then the 49ers didn't have a chance to make any points out of that. But that was a goal line block by old Mark Tuinei. That's why he's going to the Pro Bowl.
2nd and 5. Waters and Floyd behind Young. They give to Ricky Waters. Waters breaks out of the Dallas defense, still on his feet. San Francisco first down, hard running by Ricky Waters.
A good block by Jesse Sapolo, too. Watch this. Here's Waters right here. Here's Jesse Sapolo. He's going to come through here. Waters, you get right in behind your guard, and he hits the hole right after Jesse opens it up. You see 61 come, and boom, he gets the block right there. And then when he blocks Robert Jones, Ricky Waters blocks or runs right off Jesse Sapolo's block.
First down, San Francisco. Young. Floyd stood up by Chad Henning.
Well, this is good hitting weather, too. There's some good hitting going on down there.
Godfrey Miles, who replaced Dixon Edwards. Edwards out earlier with a dislocated shoulder.
You know what makes good hitting weather is when the rain hits the ground and becomes mud. You know, and then everyone's kind of slopping around down there and grunting and groaning, and you know, you get mud and stuff flying and gang tackles and scrums and quagmires.
Well, it's happened. Here's Steve Young with plenty of time. Open, John Taylor. And they move into Dallas territory. 49ers look unstoppable when they put it in the air.
Yeah, and especially when they throw over here. You know, this is the area that they want to work. They said that they were going to work Larry Brown, and that's what they do. And Larry Brown is so worried about that deep pattern that when you're running out, Larry Brown's covering the up. When you're running up, he's covering the out. They got him playing sideways now.
1st and 10, San Francisco at the Dallas 38. 31-21 the score. Waters and Floyd behind Steve Young. Over the head of Ricky Waters.
I'll tell you one thing, that left side of the 49er offensive line, Jesse Sapolo, we just showed on a run block, and Steve Wallace have been doing an excellent job. Because the first time they've played, they've had trouble. But right here, I'm talking about this side here against this group. Here's the best pass rushers of that Cowboy defense. And that left side has been doing a pretty good job. You see Jesse there. You see Steve Wallace there. They got pretty close to Steve Wallace that time. But basically, they've been doing a good job.
They made him throw high. Somebody moved. I think it was Jesse Sapolo. who moved before the snap.
That always shows. I mean, those guys don't get pointed out a lot, then you point them out, and then bad stuff happens to them.
Offense prior to the snap, number 61. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Brings up a 2nd and 15, two-time Pro Bowl selection, Jesse Sapolo.
Yeah, Jesse's thinking, geez, I made that block that sprung Ricky Waters, and I got pushed a little by Leon Lett in pass protection, and maybe because Leon Lett pushed me a little, I jumped offside.
Steve Young chased out of the pocket finally by Dallas, and he's going to take off and runs out of bounds after he picked up about 5. Darren Smith in pursuit.
Yeah, that's the thing that they said. If Steve Young is going to run, they're going to treat him like a running back. But if you're going to treat him like a running back and hit him hard, you got to catch him first.
And you got to hit him in bounds.
Right. And Steve Young is so fast and so quick and such a good athlete, it's hard to really get to him. I mean, there's a lot of times you'd like to do something to someone you can't get to him. That's the way Steve Young is.
3rd and 10. They're 1 out of 6 on 3rd down conversion. Someone moved. Haley jumped into the backfield. I think it's somebody on the 49ers offensive line.
You see what Steve Young did? He just gave him that gave-up thing. He told Haley. He looked up and saw Charles Haley coming.
Defense unabated towards the quarterback. 5 yards. Repeat the down. 3rd down.
Called against Haley.
Yeah, and I think the key word is being unabated. But watch Steve Young, and when he sees unabated, boom, you just go right down. Unabated means take a knee right now and you don't call anything.
And you don't get hit by Haley.
Yeah, here's number 94, and this is what an unabated is. And he just went unabated.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go baited, sometimes you go unabated.
That's a good word. Here's Steve Young with time. Gets it to Brent Jones, and the 49ers will move the sticks. Darren Woodson made the stop. He has so many people to throw the ball to.
And the thing that he does is he throws it to all of them. Here's Brent Jones. He's just going to come and find a hole in the middle in the zone. See, he had Bill Bates on him. Then once he felt Bates on his outside shoulder, he just moved to the inside. He read the coverage. Steve Young read the same thing Brent Jones read.
Total yards are pretty even. The turnovers are not even. Waters. Ricky Waters inside the 10. Out of bounds at about the 6. Pushed out of bounds by Kevin Smith.
49ers have always been that kind of team from the days of Bill Walsh, where they start out passing, and then they set up the run. Most teams, they start up the running game to set up the pass. The 49ers have always been one of those teams that give you a heavier dose of running in the second half than they do in the first half.
7:34 and the clock running. 1st and goal at the 6. Waters is split out this time. Here's where Steve Young becomes so dangerous. The handoff is to Floyd. He got a couple, but that's all. Chad Hennings made the stop along with Godfrey Miles.
James Washington was trying to talk to William Floyd. I don't think that does any good. I think William Floyd's a pretty tough guy.
Yes, he is.
I don't think that there's going to be any kind of talk or anything that's going to intimidate him.
Floyd checked out. 2nd and goal from the 3 now.
Well, I think he's a guy we may take on our team. I kind of like to pack that guy around too.
Floyd?
Yeah.
Young is alone. Here's that quarterback draw set up. And Young gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Steve Young.
Oh, boy, I think that monkey just left that left shoulder. I think he threw it off right there with that touchdown. He had a draw, and there was no draw there. He had to run. And then he had to run like a running back on that one. You expect to think when he starts back and he gets here, he expects these guys to fly out, and he expects this to happen and have a big hole there. But he's not going to find any of that. See, he starts the motion, but they stun into it. So there's no place for a draw in that middle, and and he has to run like a halfback to get to the corner. Then when he gets to the corner, he has to run like a fullback to get in the end zone.
And he got it in, and Bryant adds the extra point, and it's San Francisco 38, Dallas 21. Here's Young's touchdown again. Jones with a pop, Washington and Hennings, but Young still gets in.
And there's a couple of fans who are happy to be here, and so they should be. Robert and Janice Richardson. Tickets for this game have been like gold dust, but they're here for nothing courtesy of Channel 4 because they entered our competition. And you could go one better than them. You could go to the Super Bowl if you enter our competition. Remember, we've been giving away tickets for the game along with a trip courtesy of Northwest Airline Holidays every month of the season. And since this is the last month of the season, the only game left is the big one. So this is your last chance to enter and win. Actually, to make sure you don't forget, we're going to give you a quick tour of some Super Bowl venues, starting with the very first, the LA Coliseum, back in 1967. The Orange Bowl in Miami hosted the next two, the only venue ever to have consecutive Super Bowls. Then came Tulane Stadium in New Orleans. The first indoor game was at New Orleans too, at the Superdome. The stadium that's hosted the mostest is the Rose Bowl with 5. Last year was back inside at the Georgia Dome. Future venues include San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium, site of Super Bowl 32. The usual NFL jacket and game ball are on offer, but the big prize is the chance to go to the Super Bowl in our final monthly competition. Just tell us who Jack Murphy Stadium was named after. A sports editor of the local newspaper, an Irish brewer, or a former mayor of San Diego. 0891 444 444 is the number to call. The rates are there at the bottom of your screen. And the lines close for the last time at midnight on Wednesday. Well, every time the Cowboys take back some of the momentum in this game, the 49ers take it back off them. They lead 38-21, and they're about to kick off. Back to John Madden and Pat Summerall.
Now there is someone that is really desperate to get on television.
Brian to kick off.
How would someone have I want to get on television. I'll tell you a way to do it.
Holy. This is Brock Marion returning the kick. He's cut down at about the 27-28-yard line by Ed McCaffrey. Dallas ball at their own 26.
Time is money. So how can Orange help you save it? We charge 1 second at a time for your calls with no rounding up. We include in your £25 monthly subscription 60 minutes of calls. One of 5 monthly price plans with minutes included. Call 0800 286 286 for full information about Orange mobile phones anytime. The future's bright. The future's Orange.
You are about to experience an impressive release of power. The government will soon be selling its remaining shares in National Power and PowerGen. To register, contact one of the many banks, building societies, or brokers offering a share shop service. See the list in the national press.
The 38 points allowed today are the most points allowed by Dallas this year. And 21 of them came off turnovers. 49ers lead that category.
You know, and a lot of that is still 49er offense because they did get those turnovers, but they've moved the ball too. I mean, they've blocked well, they've ran the ball well, they've thrown it well, they've gotten open. Steve Young is playing his heart out.
Yeah, you get turnovers, then you got to do something with them. And they have. And here's Aikman back to throw it to the ground. And again, for a McDonald's game break, let's go back to James Brown.
We're not taking McDonald's game break, as you know by now. And Roger, Steve Young fought his way into the end zone there, but really, he's had all day to pass today, hasn't he? No pressure.
No pressure whatsoever. I think 49ers offensive line is controlling the Dallas Cowboys defensive front. And he got all day to throw the ball, and sometimes if the receivers are covered, he'll just run the ball like he did.
All right, back to the game now. Dallas in possession.
Flag on the play. Pass complete to Novacek, who gets about 8. Michael Irvin might have left too soon. (38-21) with San Francisco leading Dallas. Dick Hantak, the referee.
Ball start. Offense number 88, simulating the start of a play. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Second down.
Simulating the start of the play means he was offside.
Or he just moved up or something. Sometimes here's Michael Irvin right here, and whatever he does, yeah, he just left early.
Yeah. That may be simulating or whatever. Second and 15.
What was that Haley did?
Irvin. Pass complete, and that'll get a Dallas first down. Kevin Williams made the grab. Toy Cook, the cover man.
Yeah, one thing, this group here, if you're going to take care of the 49ers, you have to take care of these two guys, and the center, Mark Stepnoski, and the two guards have to do a good job picking up stunts and everything. They picked up the stunt well, just played it, and they gave Troy Aikman a lane to throw that ball straight up the middle to Kevin Williams.
First down, Cowboys. Aikman again back to throw it. Not going to have. Finally gets it out to Michael Irvin, who gets across midfield, gets into 49er territory, knocked out of bounds at the 40. Burton Hanks took him out of bounds.
And boy, did Troy Aikman hang in there. Michael Irvin was his fourth read. You're going to see him, and he's going to look 3 places before he finds Michael Irvin. And again, this is pretty good pass protection, because he's looking to the right there, then he pumps, then he goes back to the middle, looks back off to the right, looks in the middle again, is down on his knee almost, and throws that ball out here to Michael Irvin. This is a guy who won't say no, or die, or stop, or whatever you say when it's all over.
Another guy back in the Dallas offensive front is Larry Allen. He had been replaced by Ron Stone, but he's back now. Here's Aikman pumping and going deep. And Sanders intercepts for San Francisco. Michael Irvin takes him down at about the 2-yard line.
Deion's starting that dance down there, and they all get away from him and let him do a little dance. But he's been, earlier he started on Harper. Here's Deion right there. He's man-to-man on Michael Irvin. He squats a little bit. He is so fast that Irvin could get by him. He can catch up with him and pass him and get the interception.
So the 49ers take over. 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and San Francisco leads 38-21.
Car gives you all this and more. Fiat Punto, the answer.
I think it's Georgian. Well, I hope it's genuine.
At auction, you could get up to £500.
Now you can have Antiques Roadshow expertise at your fingertips with the new BBC A to Z of Antiques Hunting. What to look for, where to find it, and what it's worth. Discover Britain's hidden treasure in only 20 weekly parts.
A very collectible item. Only £1.75 and the binder's free.
The A to Z of Antiques Hunting. A real find.
And that Deion Sanders on that interception pushed off. You see Deion pushed there with that right arm. The ball's in the air. Michael Irvin became the defender, and Sanders was the offensive guy.
William Floyd lunges for about 3 yards and gets it out to about the 7. Gets the 49ers a little room. Kevin Smith and Darren Woodson.
Yeah, I think we were just talking about that. The All Madden team, I think we will take him, bar none. Like he got that nickname, his agent said when he came out of the draft, his agent said, he's the best fullback in the draft, bar none. And when he walked into the camp, all the veterans were calling him bar none. And they still call him that, or just plain old bar.
And he's lived up to it. This is Ricky Waters with some room and taken down by Woodson, and the 49ers get it first down and more on the run by Waters. A big hole.
Now the 49ers have it all working today. They got their pass protection. They got their passing game going. They got their running game going now. Harris Barton coming there and making a great block. He picks off 2. You see him come in there. He picked off 2 linebackers, and that really gave Ricky Waters a seal to run in that 4-hole.
They ran that perfectly to the right spot. Here's Waters. Hit by Russell, Maryland.
You know, a guy that's playing a good game is Harris Barton. He kind of missed part of the season with that left torn tricep, but he's playing against Tony Tolbert over there, and you haven't heard Tolbert's name today.
You haven't mentioned Harris till you just did.
Yeah, and some of that.
That's a good sign.
That's right. They don't want to be mentioned too much, but he's one of the good players in this game that could play tackle, guard, center, any offensive line position and play it better than most.
Second and 14, Young not waiting, going for more. Dumps it out to Floyd. Floyd taken down outside the 20 by Godfrey Miles. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
Now there's a real competitor, 2 real competitors, Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. Over the years, just think of how many games. You know, the Cowboys in the last 3 years have played more games than anyone in the history of the NFL. And I think at some point it's going to start to show, and I'm not making that as an excuse, but with the preseason, the fact that they've been in the Super Bowl, they've played in more games than anyone, so their bodies have really taken more of a beating than anyone else's.
Young is going to take off, and he's going to get close to a first down, and he's going to get more. Steve Young still going, slides at about the 48. And that's a clutch first down for San Francisco.
You see stuff was flying around there. I don't know how Wallace, but Steve Wallace's that shell of his helmet, boom, came flying off about the same time that Steve Young decided to take off. There was all kinds of stuff flying around their bodies. Helmets, shells. Steve Young was right in the middle of it.
And Young scrambled for that first down. Let's go back and see if we can see again what happened. Well, perhaps not. Yes, we will.
Watch this up there, number 74, Steve Wallace. You see right there, I mean, part of his head just comes right off, and I think that's the thing that made Steve Young run. He saw something fly by him. It was a shell off of Steve Wallace's helmet.
A handoff is to Waters, and Waters again goes for good yardage. They're chewing up this Dallas defense now.
Yeah, they got him on their heels now. Ricky Waters is trying to get the crowd in it now, but the thing that did it is Steve Young did it with his passing and his running. Jerry Rice did it with some of those big plays, touchdown plays in the passing, and now the Cowboys aren't exactly sure what to do. Here's this play again. You see Wallace's shell, part of his helmet goes off. That is what Steve Young saw. So he said, here comes a hat. I better get my hat and get out of here.
Steve Young can make you miss. He just sort of leaned away from that one. Here's Waters. Waters leans down to the 40. And there's the shell.
He's having trouble keeping the top of his head on.
Steve Young wants it for a moment.
Yeah, he's gonna put it on. Let's see if he gets it on. There, good.
Got it backwards, doesn't he? Yeah.
Just put it on backwards.
Yeah.
See, a quarterback doesn't know how to do that. Takes another guy. Takes an offensive center that has a law degree and has passed the bar to do that.
Plus, he's used to looking upside down at things.
Well, this is the second time it happened. This is just Charles Haley's helmet hits him, and that just knocks it off.
On second down, Young again takes off, and Young is chased by Haley, and Haley makes a heck of a play.
Well, Haley was looking for that one all day. He said the last time they played that they ran that bootleg 5 times. But Charles Haley knew that he was going to get a heavy dose of that. In fact, after that game, Charles Haley called George Seifert the next day. I told him, he said, you used to get me in practice on that one, and you got me in the game on it.
And that's the end of the third quarter with the score, San Francisco 38, Dallas 21. This Fox NFL special will continue after these messages from your local Fox station.
Antiques Roadshow expertise at your fingertips with the new BBC A to Z of Antiques Hunting. Discover Britain's hidden treasure in only 20 weekly parts.
Look into my eyes. You are now fluent in every language.
Access, your flexible friend.
No, no, no. You don't love me, and I know now. No, no, no. You don't love me, as I know now.
Call that a toothbrush?
I'd call it a car wash. I think it looks different. But it's got bristles that are all different lengths. It's the new Colgate Precision.
New Colgate Precision, with its unique 3-bristle system, gets into the gaps, helps gently remove plaque from along the gums, and cleans so thoroughly that you can actually feel the difference.
Well, how was it for you? Amazing. The plaque moved.
The new Colgate Precision. Nothing else looks like it or feels like it.
The city, but of this team, 38-21. Ralph Tam has replaced Derek Deese. 3rd and 6. Young chased, throws it incomplete. Ricky Waters was the intended receiver.
Did Leon Lett hit Steve Young just as he threw the ball? I know Leon Lett was the guy who was chasing him. And Steve Young ended up on the ground. Charles Haley went down, and then you're going to see Leon Lett. He's number 78 in the middle. Haley starts up to the outside. He goes down. Leon Lett jumps up. It looks like, no, it was Brock Marion that hit him on a safety blitz. The Cowboys were in a nickel defense.
Wilkes Meyer to punt it. The direction of Kevin Williams, who makes a fair catch at the 10. So the Cowboys have 90 yards to go if they hope to get closer, but they still have a whole quarter left.
Well, Dion was remarkably restrained after his interception a short while ago. We're going to show you, while the Americans are on a break, what he's usually like with a look at some of the more celebrated celebrations of the season.
I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful.
Maybe it's Dion, but suddenly everyone in the NFL fancies themselves at two sports. The Chiefs' Neil Smith, for example, wants to be a baseball player when he grows up.
Line shot, that is in for a hit, and Finley.
The Cardinals' Michael Bankston, meanwhile, has his eye on the PGA.
Oh, got it heavy. You might be surprised he is not real happy with that.
The 49ers' Ricky Waters and Alvin Harper of the Cowboys like the slam dunk approach. But celebration of the year goes to the fan who won tickets for the next 7 Super Bowls and an armchair quarterback quiz at Texas Stadium.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Thanks, guys. That was great, man. Thanks. Sorry about that. No. Oh, yes! Woo! Super Bowl!
Martin Tupper is a great dad and a terrific boss.
Well, that guy's going to the Super Bowl, and I think he was a bit happy about it. The 49ers are a quarter away from going there themselves, but Dallas have the ball to start the fourth quarter. And Roger, do you think they can come back? They're down 17 points again.
Time left on that clock. You never can count those guys out.
And with the high-powered offense they've got, you certainly can't. All right, Dallas starting out from deep in their own territory. Here again, a John Madden and Pat Summerall.
The crowd looks shaky. That's Emmitt Smith. Outside the 20. Not quite enough for a first. Tripped up by Tim McDonald and Burton Hanks.
You know, one of the things with the Cowboys, Alvin Harper's always been a big play guy, one for the Cowboys, but especially in games against 49ers, and he hasn't caught a pass today.
Not one.
And they haven't gone to him a lot. They haven't looked to him a lot. I think the 49ers did a smart thing. You know, I questioned that earlier, but when they put Deion Sanders on Harper, that kind of just took him right out of the game. And when they got him out of the game, then Deion can go wherever he wants. I mean, he's been on Michael Irvin. He's been intercepting passes. He's been doing all those things because if you look, he lined up 29 times on Harper, and they haven't thrown any to Harper, and of course he doesn't have any catches. 13 times have lined up on Michael Irvin. They threw to Michael Irvin 5 times against Deion Sanders. He has 2 catches, and of course Deion has a catch there too.
I'm with you. I thought it was a mistake to put Deion on Harper man-to-man in the beginning, but it turned out to be very effective.
Yeah, and it's taken Harper out of the games in more way than one. I mean, they've taken where they haven't thrown to him, but then they've also, the Cowboys have taken him out of the game a lot.
Irvin is split wide to the right, and Sanders comes with him. Novacek is the man in motion. It's Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt has a first down. Still running is Emmitt Smith, and a flag on the play. That's got to be a face mask.
I mean, he could still turn that power on. I mean, he has that left hamstring that bothers him, but he can still, put that shoulder down, and just go out down and get that power going. 49ers are saying it's against Emmitt Smith.
They're saying holding. They're saying, I believe Emmitt grabbed the face mask and held the man off with it.
Well, they used to call that a straight arm. I guess if you just push it out there, it's a straight arm. I guess if you hold on to it, it's a hold. To me, it just looked like a great run.
He had the first down and more.
They used to let him do that. Remember in the days of the straight arm, hit the other guy in the face or the helmet?
Illegal use of the hands. On number 22 of the offense, grasping the face mask. It was 10 yards. The result of the play leads them beyond the yard to gain. It is a first down.
You see this right there. He gets the hand, the old straight arm, and he just leaves it right there. And then I guess the fact that he grabbed it and kept it going backward. I mean, Eric Davis is number 25. He holds on with everything he has. Emmitt Smith just takes that right hand up there and holds on to that face mask.
That'll give you an idea how strong he is. And this is Emmitt Smith again. And Emmitt takes it outside the 35. And again, for a McDonald's game break. Let's go to James Brown.
Pat. Well, Roger, that was a very strange call. I'm sure you've given a few straight arms in your career. Have you ever been called for that?
I thought he was protecting himself. I thought as a runner you can do that. You can, give him a straight arm, but I guess he grabbed the guy's face mask.
Oh, right. Well, Emmitt Smith not happy there about the face mask, and obviously not happy about the way the game's going so far. His Cowboys trailing by 17 points, but as I say, they're still driving. Let's go back to the game.
Good job at San Diego.
Yeah, and their owner, Alex Spanos, and that whole group, we'd like to congratulate them on getting to the Super Bowl.
Michael Irvin takes the pass from Aikman in front of Eric Davis. And comes close and does get another Dallas first down.
Yeah, the thing is, the Cowboys can still move the ball, and they can move it methodically. They're not using all their weapons. And we talk about Alvin Harper has really been taken out of this game, and Emmitt Smith, they're starting to use him a little now, and Michael Irvin being their playmaker, but not as much throwing to Daryl Johnston or Jay Novacek.
Yeah, they've been very quiet. Here is Emmitt Smith, and the clock is still running. Daryl Johnston in a little shoving match with Gary Plummer. This is all taking time off the clock. And when you're down by 38-21, time becomes very important.
There's Ralph Tam. He's really missed the whole season, and he's just happy to get back for this game, and then hope that they have another one this week. This year.
Smith checks out as they go with 3 wide receivers. Aikman ducks under Ricky Jackson. Gets it to his fullback, Daryl Johnston, and Daryl Johnston's knocked out of bounds at the San Francisco 40 by Gary Plummer.
That was just Aikman's competition there. He knew he had to wait, and you're going to see him. He's going to be here, and he's going to come out to the right. And then when he comes out, he has Daryl Johnston. You see Johnston in front of him? Now he just waits. He lets the defense come to him, come to him, come to him. Then he just baits them all to come there. Then when they all take the bait, he just dumps it off to Daryl Johnston. That's only the second pass that Daryl Johnston has today.
First down, Dallas at the San Francisco 40. And the clock is running. And Aikman's back to throw it. Wheels it to Emmitt Smith, and he looked downfield too soon. Dropped it. That at least stopped the clock. Gary Plummer, who was right there, had Smith made the catch.
Yeah, it was funny talking to Troy Aikman last time, and not funny, but he said that this game today means more to him than any of the other games. And asked him why. He said he really wasn't sure, but he thinks the changes, the coaching change, and then, everyone thought they were going to be down, and then everyone getting down on him, the injuries and all this thing. He says this is the biggest one that he's played in.
2nd and 10. Aikman has some time. Wheels it deep, incomplete. Intended for Alvin Harper, and it just wasn't there. That's the first one he's really thrown in that direction.
Well, he was waiting for some stuff to happen in the right and the middle that didn't happen. And again, that was his third receiver. He's been doing that a lot. The 49ers defense have done an excellent job of taking away his first and second receivers. But you see that? He was looking to the right. Then he had to come back with a pump. And then Alvin Harper deep was the third thing that he was going to throw to.
That was Dana Stubblefield that applied the pressure to Aikman. A big 3rd and 10. If Dallas has any hopes. Aikman. Irvin. To the 20. Boy, he's made some big plays.
And today he's kind of the only big play guy. And I think that's one of the problems the Cowboys are having is they usually distribute the ball. They usually move it around a lot more and have more big play guys. But today, if they're going to get one, it looks like they're going to have to get it with Troy Aikman throwing it to Michael Irvin.
Eric Davis made the tackle. He took one swipe at Irvin and then caught him when he came back again.
Been a long day for Eric Davis, but he's won his share.
That's Emmitt Smith. Headed outside, and he just saw him pull up then. That hamstring wouldn't let him go. And it's hurting.
Yep, I think he got it there. It was he tried to save that thing and play as long as he could. And then he saw again, it was Eric Davis coming up. I think he tried to make a little move on him. You see there's Lee Woodall there, but watch when 25 shows up. You see, in fact, he did it before that. You saw him grab it before Eric Davis ever got up there. And there was Merton Hanks coming up there.
And there's a flag on the play. And no question about it.
Yeah, but it's before Hanks gets there.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing is, it's his left hamstring.
Yeah, and he grabbed his right leg.
He grabbed his right leg.
Well, you know, he had hamstring problems in the right leg earlier this year. It's been a tough, long year for Emmitt Smith. Here he is on December 19th at New Orleans.
Yeah.
Left hamstring.
Yeah, that's when he got. I mean, that was the big one. And then last week, it was just re-injuring that left hamstring.
Looked almost the same. And there goes Emmitt.
Well, a great effort by Emmitt Smith in what's now looking to be like a losing cause, Roger. But really, sending him to the outside there, he just couldn't cut, could he?
Well, he surprised me that he's played this long. I thought he'd probably play a half and then let the other guy could come in and relieve him. But, you know, you could tell his hamstring locked up on him as he was running the sweep. And it's just a cold, damp day. You know, when you have muscle problems like that, there's no way you can be loose.
By contrast, the 49ers you almost don't notice because Steve Young's there and he's got so many weapons. But quietly, they've outrushed Dallas today after 3 quarters, 138 yards to 58.
And that's surprising because Dallas normally outrushes a lot of their opponents. Ricky Watters been running the ball well, and Wim Floyd bangs up the middle. Steve Young has broken a couple sometimes, you know, throughout the game too. So it is amazing that they are outrushing the Dallas Cowboys at this point.
So Emmitt out of the game now. Obviously Blair Thomas comes in. He'll perform his role as well as he can, but I suppose more pressure than ever on Troy Aikman and his big play receiver Michael Irvin.
Yes, those are the only ones who are really making big plays all day long, and Blair Thomas is going to have to come in and run the ball effectively so they can keep the chains moving to get in position to score.
Now, we don't want to sound their death knell too early. We'll look like fools if they come back, but with Emmitt out of the game, can you really see the Cowboys doing it?
Well, you know, like I said, Blair Thomas has to come in and play hard and make some big plays. And they got to get the ball to Alvin Harper if they're going to win. Because, you know, they know they're going to Irvin a lot, but Alvin Harper hasn't really touched the ball that much. I think they only threw one time to his area. So I think they need to incorporate him into the system.
All right, and of course, what Emmitt Smith's departure will mean is that the San Francisco pass rush will be teeing off even more on Troy Aikman. There'll be no great back there to take the pressure off him. So the San Francisco pass rush, I'm sure, will be heading for Troy Aikman and looking for his number. Let's rejoin the game now with Dallas in possession.
53 after the ball was out of bounds. Continuing action foul. We penalized 15 yards, and the down counts as the play was over. Second down.
A continuing action foul. And so the down counts. They lost Emmitt Smith, and they got a penalty. That's a tough one.
And I think it was Mark I know the penalty was against Mark Stepnoski, but I think he was blocking against his old teammate, Ken Norton.
Second and 22, Blair Thomas has replaced Emmitt Smith. Aikman is down. It's Rhett Hall. And he just beat his blocker.
Yeah, because no one blocked him. Red Hall is going to be right here, and you see he just hits that hole and no one blocks him. He just hits that center guard gap. See, he starts over the center. Nate Newton goes out. Stepnoski didn't block. It was going to be a screen pass. Watch the center. Stepnoski is going to go to his left like it's going to be a screen. See him go out? Nate Newton also went out. But you got to block the guy in front of you before you go out.
Third and 29. 3 wide receivers for the Cowboys. Aikman back to throw it. His protection broke down. He throws Irvin. And Michael Irvin makes the catch and gets back to the original line of scrimmage or thereabouts. Eric Davis made the stop.
Did you see
under heavy pressure.
Did you see how Michael Irvin did that, though? I mean, he knew that there was going to be guys in there, that he was going to get hit, and he just comes under control, and he waits. There were 3 guys around him. If he went inside anymore, there was going to be a real collision.
Yep.
Outside, there would have been a real collision, and he just stayed right there.
There's the pressure on Aikman.
Well, it's that same thing. Larry Allen is just having trouble with that ankle, and Ricky Jackson is getting around him.
And Michael Irvin has injured his wrist again.
At Volkswagen, when we launch a new car, we like to drop it. But because this new Polo is so solid, we thought we'd really drop it.
As you can see, it's spacious, aerodynamic. There's a 5-door model for those family outings. Power steering. But above all, this is the safest Polo we've ever built, with optional twin airbags. Fortunately.
ABS brakes.
The new Volkswagen Polo.
Can you name a wholesome and sustaining food that's 100% natural? Quaker Oats. Start as you mean to go on.
Southern Italy, the art of beauty painted in sunlight. A land of enchantment where traditions go back more than 2,000 years. A coastline of secrets. A festival of fine food and music. Call 0345 330304 for free brochures and a list of tour operators and uncover the delights of Southern Italy. That's 0345 330304. Call now.
Units out on the field, and Chris Boniol will try with Jay Novacek holding from 36 yards away.
I think the Cowboys, half their offensive team was coming back on the field too. Now they're taking a timeout. They had their field goal team out there, and then half their offense was coming back on the field. I think they're trying to decide to go for it.
They're going to go for it now. They changed their mind, and they take a valuable timeout.
Well, Roger, obviously some confusion on the Dallas sideline there.
It confused me. I'm like, I couldn't believe that the whole offense came back on the field. I thought they were going to kick the field goal.
They've got to go for it, though, surely. At this stage of the game, they have to go for it.
They need 7 and some.
Do you think that's possibly a product of the Barry Switzer regime? We saw earlier in the season Troy Aikman was a bit confused about what was being sent in from the sideline, what wasn't. It's a bit of a looser organisation with Barry Switzer in there than Jimmy Johnson, isn't it?
Well, yeah, they are pretty loose with Jimmy Johnson, but Barry Switzer's done a great job, you know, to come in and take over this team from Jimmy. It's tough, you know, for a coach to take a team to another Super Bowl. George Steve is the only one to ever do that, so,
Let's put you in the coach's position then now, put you on the spot. You went for it on 3rd and 29, great play, just came up short, so it's 4th down. You're going to go for it. You don't have Emmitt Smith in there, who's your money man usually on 4th down. Who are you going to go to?
Gary, you have to go for it, 1st down or a touchdown. And I would probably go to Irvin, since he's been really hot all day long, and to find some kind of way to get him a quick, you know, maybe a slant inside, because he's tall and rangy. He can go up and get the ball.
Okay, you think they're going to get it?
You're
hoping they don't.
I hope they don't, but, you know, the momentum's on their side and looking pretty good. So I think they got a chance of getting it.
All right, then. This could be Dallas's whole season on the line here. They really need these points to try and get themselves back into a realistic position to try and win this game. They've got 4th down. They've decided to go for it. They've wasted a timeout. Here it is.
The NFC Championship game. San Francisco 38, Dallas 21. The Cowboys had their field goal unit out on the field. They got to have 3 scores. Then they called them back, called a timeout. So that means they have 2 left.
Yeah, and being down 17, as you said, they needed 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I'm surprised they didn't take the field goal there.
Well, they had a kick from a muddy spot. Aikman has the time, and a miraculous catch made by Kevin Williams. That is one heck of a catch.
Well, we know that over the year, every time we talked to Troy Aikman, he kept saying that he was getting more and more confidence in Kevin Williams. I know at first he had a tough time finding him and seeing him because he's a slot receiver, and usually your slot receiver runs inside patterns. And Merton Hanks looked like he had perfect coverage. Watch Merton Hanks on him. He is right there with him. But like she said, Kevin Williams made a great catch.
That is a terrific catch. Blair Thomas is the running back. They fake to him, and Aikman throws the end zone. Mervin. Touchdown, Dallas.
I'll tell you, those guys are going down like champions. I mean, if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to whip them. I mean, Troy Aikman is doing everything that you have to do here. Barry Switzer decided not to take the field goal, go for it on 4th down. How about what Michael Irvin's doing? He's down here pushing off Eric Davis about 3 times, and then the pass by Troy Aikman, the touchdown.
And he just dragged his foot down in time to score. He just barely got it down. They're going to try for the, not for the 2, for the 1. This extra point becomes very important. And Bonio hits it. And it's 38-28. And watch what he does with both feet.
There's 1 down, and there's the drag. So both feet were inbound.
38-28. 8.5 minutes.
Grown up and graduated.
Yes, ma'am. Would you excuse us, please?
No.
Ken, I've got just one word for you.
Uh-huh.
Plastics.
Exactly what do you mean, sir?
Plastics, Ken. Great opportunity. Remember it. One word, Ken. Aggregates.
Sir?
Sand, gravel, old as the planet, Ken. Now remember one thing, Ken. Bricks.
Bricks.
Asphalt.
Do you ever think about lumber, Ken?
One word, Ken. Coal. It's power, Ken.
One word, Ken. Handsome.
Mrs. Parkinson, are you trying to seduce me?
I'm trying to teach you about the basics, Ken.
Some cars in the £10,000 range can seem a little flat. There's no electric sunroof. Or they have a sunroof, but no metallic paint. Or they have metallic paint, but where's the airbag? Or an airbag, but no power steering. But the Citroën ZX Dimension has the whole shooting match for only £10,595. And a year's free insurance. The Citroën ZX Dimension. Discover what Citroën can do for you.
Michael Irvin, who just scored the touchdown. And look who's in on the kickoff return team for San Francisco, Deion Sanders.
Ever since he's become a 49er, he's been lobbying to either get on offense or get on the kickoff return or the punt return, and he finally got on this kickoff return.
Bonio's kick hangs high, and it's going to be Deion Sanders on the return. And out of the pack he comes and gets up to about the 34.
Look at all the guys run out there and jump on him. Deion Sanders, and now there's the fight. You don't have to fight over Deion, just return the kickoff. We don't have to fight over that. But George Seifert was saying all the time he didn't want Deion Sanders on the return team because he didn't want him to get hurt.
Right.
And Deion Sanders said, well, you worry that I'm going to get hurt, but just say you put me back there and I return it all the way. He said, you'll look like Vince Lombardi. But they're going after Deion Sanders.
Well, he didn't quite say Vince Lombardi. He said that guy used to coach at Green Bay.
Yeah, yeah. You see, it was Clayton Holmes that they were arguing about. You see that late shot right there after Dion was down.
38-28 the score. Ricky Sanders, the ball carrier. Ricky Waters, excuse me.
George Seifert finally lost that one. Ever since Dion became a 49er, he's been wanting to do that, and he and George Seifert have kind of had this thing, and George Seifert won the battle until just then that kickoff return. He said every time that they go to a kickoff return, he goes up and asks if he can do it, and
every time.
always been the same no until that time.
Second and about 8. Clock running, and Young throws to Taylor, knocked down by Larry Brown. Incomplete.
Yeah, they've been working on Larry Brown all day. They've been working on him on ups. They've been working on him on outs. And he's been having problems with it. But a cornerback has to have a bad memory. And, you can't worry about that last one. You got to go get the next one.
That's most important. You don't remember anything.
Every great one that I ever knew, like Willie Brown, would always, if you beat him, he'd forget it. He'd never remember that.
Well, that's what you have to do. Rice comes out on Brown this time. And Young goes back to throw. He's chased. And Steve Young got rid of it at the last moment. Leon Lent pressured Steve Young, and the 49ers will have to punt, and we're not through yet.
That's what the Cowboys needed to keep this thing a football game. As they had to score like they did, and then they had to stop this drive right here. And then by doing that, we have a game now.
We had a game before this ever started.
Yeah, but I mean, it could have been if the 49ers took this ball and drove it down. This game that we've had since the start could have been over, too.
Yeah, could have been. Kevin Williams back deep for Klaus Wilmeyer's punt. High snap, short kick. Williams says get away from it. It takes a 49er bounce, and it's still bouncing. They down it at the 25. Dallas takes over just outside their own 25. It's 38-28 San Francisco. Overhead, the Goodyear blimp, piloted today by Captain John Creighton. And sending us those great pictures, and they have been great today, is cameraman Glenn Hampton.
Where is he? Is he up in this thing here, you
I think
right
so.
In there, and he's just shooting down from there?
I think.
Does he have is the camera automatic, or does he have to aim
No,
at the stuff?
he's waving.
Oh, that's where he is, but where's the camera? Oh, here's the camera here. Well, how's he operating?
Well, he got long arms.
I think he just points it.
Aikman back to throw and fire. Outside and out of bounds is Kevin Williams. Tyrone Drakeford took him out of bounds. That stops the clock with 7 minutes. We're down to this game. And this last 7 minutes and the clock running. I thought Kevin Williams got out of bounds, but they didn't stop it. 2nd and 2. And Aikman's going to throw again and fires up the middle. Kevin Williams makes the catch. Dallas first down. Clock continues to run.
You know that the playmaker, the Cowboys are going without a huddle now. Your playmaker is Michael Irvin, but you didn't expect the second guy to be Kevin Williams, but he's becoming that guy.
And again, Aikman is under pressure, and the ball flutters to the ground, and they were lucky that one wasn't picked off.
It was lucky that Troy Aikman isn't hurt. I mean, watch Ricky Jackson. He's number 57. He's coming. He starts on the outside, then he goes inside of Larry Allen, and he just flushes Troy Aikman as he throws that ball. Larry Allen has really been having a tough time over there with Ricky Jackson today. We're talking about Ricky Jackson playing for $838,000 today, but I'll tell you, and I believe it, he says that a Super Bowl championship means more to him than that.
So many great years, and Larry Allen really playing with a handicap. He couldn't even make it all the way through practice on Thursday. Aikman fires short. And a flag on the play.
That's against Tim Harris. Look at Charles Haley out there yelling at Harris. Oh, that was a big play.
Yes, sir. It's against the 49ers, against Tim Harris.
Yeah, that's a coach killer. Those are the things that really get you as a coach. You have everything under control, You're getting a good pass rush. You have good coverage downfield.
Personal foul.
Yep, right at the end. You see, he didn't let go.
Just kept going.
First down.
First down, Dallas.
It wasn't a late hit as much as he had him, and then after he threw it, he didn't let go.
Just kept pushing him out of bounds.
Look at Charles Haley down there. He's laughing. Charles Haley thinks he called that one. He was out there yelling at the official and at Tim Harris. I think Haley thinks he just bought 15 yards and a first down for the Cowboys.
First and 10 at the San Francisco 43. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left.